afternoon, and I'm just hopping on here and going live just to have a look at my recent pickups and to see what did I get, and just letting you guys have a look at recent pickups that I have. And I have some bags and boards with me also, because I have a few comics here that I've got to look after. So I hope everyone's having a very nice afternoon or a nice weekend wherever you are. And I'm coming on live just to see, maybe there might be somebody that wants to have a look at some of my comics. But while I'm here, a recent pickup that I got, which was last Wednesday, and it's the Punisher #1, and this is a negative space edition by John Tyler Christopher. I think that is absolutely a very, very cool cover, and that is the Punisher #1. So this is Marvel kickstarting a run for the Punisher for Frank Castle. So I haven't read this particular comic yet, but it's one I'm going to read during the weekend, and I just thought this negative space cover is absolutely beautiful. So there you have it. So the artist is Jose Luis Suarez, and Benjamin Percy is the writer. I think this is one of the earliest Marvel, or one of the recent Marvel pickups that I've done in a long, long time. So there's that. And that cover of Kane, so again, is by John Tyler Christopher. And Superman 35, and this is the Dan Mora cover, which I think is a pretty great cover, and this is part of DC Knockout tie-in. And really, I think they're going to take Superman away from the mainstream comics, and even in this issue, it's the debut of Superboy Prime. So there is an advertisement for the upcoming Batwoman Next Level. But so I think DC are taking Superman away from the titles for a little while, and Superboy Prime is going to be jumping in. Dan Mora, of course, beautiful artwork, and I think this is just a really cool cover. And then the next pickup I have is, it's The Dark Knight Returns Batman by Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, and Lynn Varley. 40 years old. Can you believe it? That this is 40 years old. This is facsimile of and kind of an anniversary issue, a 40-year anniversary issue with a cover by Jim Lee. And I suppose this is one of the great Batman runs that we've had. And Frank Miller, of course, was famous for his Daredevil run with Klaus Janson, and now with the Batman 40 years ago. So I think I remember vaguely reading this 40 years ago, so I'm looking forward to get sitting down and having to read it again, because this was such a pivotal comic for Batman, and kind of the template of everything else. If you just joined, another comic I got on just this week is Punisher #1. This is a Marvel title, and this is the negative space cover by John Tyler Christopher, which I think is one of the coolest covers that I've seen in a while. So pretty nice. What else do I have? One of my favorite runs at the moment is Absolute Martian Manhunter, and this is issue 9. And if you're collecting the Absolute Universe titles, then you'll know that this is finishing up with issue 12. So we have 3 more issues after this to look forward to. But I'm really enjoying it. There's the advertisement for the next Batman by Harkey Mays and Bat Fraction with the Joker. So that's something else. I think that's coming out now next week. But here you have just this absolutely stellar artwork here on Martian Manhunter, and just top-notch writing. Thoroughly enjoying this story. It's a kind of an interesting jigsaw piece for the Absolute Universe, because it's kind of going at its own pace, but the artwork and the writing is superb. So I think there's another, as I said, there's three more issues to go, and that's like the writer is Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez is the artist. So absolutely beautiful pickup, highly recommend. Another fantastic, well, look, this is Night Flight number 4, and this is number 4 of a 4-part run, and it's probably been the best part of the whole DC knockout thing. And when you've got the cover artwork and interiors by Dan Mora, then like it's pretty cool. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this 4-issue run. Kind of a detour for Batman, but very well written. And who would have thought that we were going to have Batman, Bruce Wayne, meeting up with his grandson? But this is written by Joshua Williamson. Beautiful, beautiful Dan Mora cover. What else have I picked up? Hey, what a great run, Absolute Wonder Woman. And this is number 17. I'm thoroughly enjoying this, absolutely fantastic. And this is a variant cover by Mateo De Lewis, and he did the artwork for the issue for Absolute Wonder Woman Annual, which was released last week, and which I would consider one of the best comics of 2026 so far, and probably will be a strong contender for the end of year. Absolutely fantastic artist. And then you've got just like Hayden Sherman and what do you call it, Kelly Thompson for the writer, and look, Giganta, and there's Wonder Woman. So it's another fantastic issue, and of course you've got Absolute Satana there, and the Suicide Squad. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Artwork by Sherman's absolutely top notch, and this is another great run. Thoroughly enjoying it. Look at that artwork. Yeah, beautiful. And it's great to see the magic being used between Diana and Satana, and how they kind of fight each other. And great. It's a fun comic, but just absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Yeah. So what else have I got? I've got, hey, another Marvel title. It's the end of Ultimate Superman. Oh, I beg your pardon. Ultimate Spider-Man by Hickman and Chichetto. And this is issue 24. Hard to believe that it's like nearly 2 years since we had Ultimate Spider-Man #1 launched, and there was such a buzz back in the day when this was released, and it just never really scaled the heights, I think, of DC's absolute Batman and the Absolute world, but Marvel have decided to bring it to an end. So it's just nice to have this. And I also picked up this variant cover because I thought it was a cool cover. So yeah, there you have it. That's a cool cover, just the white and the red. And again, superb artwork, bringing this comic to an end. I think it was a little bit rushed at the end, and maybe they had to preempt the ending quicker because the comic was the run was coming to an end. But I think everybody enjoys the kind of the Peter Parker and Mary Jane and just that whole dynamic and relationship, which is seemingly absent in the mainstream Spider-Man world. So they did a good job. Thoroughly enjoyed. What else do I have? I have picked up this Superman Unlimited number 10 with this absolute retro cover by Fernando Blanco. And yeah, it looks like I don't know, something from the 70s, like a deco art pop or something. And yeah. And then you've got inside a story with Superman up against the prankster. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. Yeah. And I think I've said it before, I've been collecting the variants for Batman, Jorge Maya's Bat Gadget covers, and this is issue number 6. So I think there've been 6 altogether of them released, and it's just nice to have this in the collection. And yeah, this is an absolutely stellar run by Matt Fraction and Jorge Mays, and great artwork. And yeah, so it's, if you know this story, then you know that in this comic, I think Tim Drake departs Gotham as Robin, and Damian Wayne is kind of after revealing that Bruce Wayne is his dad, and he did so when he was dressed as Robin. So yeah, lots going on here. Yeah, but absolutely beautiful artwork. What else? Space Ghost number 8. You know that this is one of my, if you follow my channel, then you know that this is one of my favourite titles, current titles that I'm following. And this, of course, by David Pepose and Jonathan Liu. And yeah, just doesn't get any better. Beautiful artwork, very well written. And yeah, combination of family dynamics and set against a kind of a cosmic background. And the thing about Space Ghost, the stakes are always very high. And it's just a really fun read for someone who's not familiar with Space Ghost. So this is a run that I've been consistently reading for the last 2 years, but yet I didn't really know much about Space Ghost prior to picking up this comic. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Let's see what else. Artwork is absolutely stellar. Yeah, he debuts with his blue suit. So yeah, there's a cool there's an overall story arc here with Space Ghost up against Tempest, the Time Lord, and they're doing really well to weaving in different characters and different scenarios, which will probably lead up to a great finale for series 2 of this brilliant run. There's the blue Space Ghost suit again. It's pretty cool. And then what else did I pick up? I think like everybody else, I picked up Absolute Batman number 17, and look, the comic of the moment, and Nick Dracata cover. Yeah, and another stellar job here. by Scott Snyder, writing with the introduction of Poison Ivy. And yeah, the artwork is by Eric Canetti. So Nick Dracata must be getting a rest, but that's before he comes back and debuts us with all the Robins, and apparently are on the way. So whatever shape or guise that Robin's going to take, it is such a cool comic and really quite enjoyable. So I picked up a couple of issues of this because I'm collecting the variant covers for Absolute Batman. So there is this one, and then there is this cover again by Eric Canetti, and this is one that it's absolutely, yeah, it's a beautiful cover. And then I picked up this variant cover by Clayton Green. That's pretty cool. And then another one by Dan, what is it? Dan Panosian. And I do collect the variant covers for Absolute Batman. And then I've got the 1 in 25, and this variant cover is by Carl Kerskin. And that's another cover there. Yeah. So I think that since issue 11 or 12 of Absolute Batman, I think a lot of people are probably really collecting it as a fear of missing out, etc., etc. But I've been consistently collecting Absolute Batman since it debuted, and picking up really variant covers that I really enjoy. And so it's really nice to have. It's really nice to have a good variety of artists in doing variant covers for Absolute Batman. So spoke about this one earlier, and of course this is Frank Miller and Klaus Janson, and then Varley, and it's Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and it's a facsimile copy with the Jim Lee cover, and this is celebrating 40 years of Batman The Dark Knight Returns. 40 years, oh my goodness, can you believe it? And of course Frank Miller, who gets a lot of slack at the moment, you know, for his covers that he's doing. And you know, we can't forget, remember All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder with Jim Lee, and there's all of that too. But anybody who is able to produce The Dark Knight Returns and Daredevil just during the early 80s, just respect for Frank Miller, and really revitalized and revolutionized Batman kind of for the modern reader. So yeah, so looking forward to having another look at this beautiful cover. And again, another comic that I have, it's the John Tyler Christopher negative space cover for Punisher #1. And yeah, this is Marvel again giving us the Punisher, the Punisher's got his own run, starting off with this issue 1. And yeah, the writer is Benjamin Percy, and Jose Luis Soares is the artist. And yeah, I think this is a strong debut for this title. And again, this one, and I mean, what's interesting is, for me anyway, is that this one and Ultimate Spider-Man are the only two Marvel titles that I picked up during the week. Everything else I picked up is DC. And I mean, look, you've got the Absolute Martian Manhunter #9, and again earlier I said that this would be finishing up in issue 12, and this is an absolutely stellar run by Dennis Camp, who's the writer, and Javier Rodriguez, who's the artist. Look at this is the in-house advertisement for Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and just praise given to it by various writers and artists. So yeah, it's a big deal. But Martian Manhunter is superb, absolutely superb. If you've picked up this, or maybe you're thinking of picking it up, I seriously consider you do so, because the writing is fantastic, the artwork is absolutely beautiful. The nearest that I would equate to it is, remember when Jim Starlin did Captain Marvel? And there was an artist for Doctor Strange for Marvel in the 70s. His name's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember who it is. It's not Jim Starlin. I'm trying to think of the name. I have the name in there somewhere. But something, it reminds me a little bit of that. I mean, the whole artwork is kind of so alternative and colourful and kind of spacey. And yeah, thoroughly fantastic. A thoroughly fantastic run. But Rodriguez and Camp were offered something else by DC that they thought that they couldn't pass up, and that's why the title is coming to an end. It was originally going to be a 6-issue run, but they have managed to extend it to 12, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very strong addition to the Absolute Universe. Again, if you just joined looking at my live stream, here we have Wonder Woman, and it's number 17, and there she is. There's Jacanta, and then of course this is the ongoing story arc with Satana, and I love this run. Is such a fun run, and the artwork is just fantastic. This is like Hayden Sherman, Kelly Thompson. Just what a great combination. Really, this title is just superb. Thoroughly enjoying it. So there you have it. I'm going to just thank you for coming on board here and watching my channel. I have just going to bag and board these now put them all away and look after them. So thanks for watching this little short live, and yeah, I really appreciate if you're just someone who's just come across my channel here. I would appreciate maybe a like and a subscription if you were so generous to do so. And if you're somebody who is already subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate you taking the time to just nip in and see what I'm up to. So thanks for watching, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. So take care. Bye.